Hey guys, welcome back to the channel Living in Jersey. Thank you for joining us. My name is Steve Strickland. I am the owner of Strickland Realty. Today we are going to be going over the top 5 towns that I think are the best if you are looking to buy on a budget. So when somebody comes to me and they say, hey, I have a budget of somewhere between $300,000 and $500,000, but I've got 2 kids, I want good school zones. I have 2 kids. I don't want to be in a really high crime-ridden area. Steve, what are your recommendations for the towns that I should look at to accomplish all of these things? And that's what we're going to go over today. These are the towns that I highly recommend for people with that criteria. All right, guys, one of the towns that I always recommend for people who are looking for well-priced houses in safe areas and access to good schools is going to be Raritan, New Jersey. Now, this is the Raritan in Somerset County. There's also a Raritan in Hunterdon County, which is different, but that's what we're talking about here today, Raritan in Somerset County. So you can see that these home prices are pretty good compared to a lot of towns and what we've been seeing over the last couple of years. We have homes, 3 bedrooms for $400, 3 bedrooms for $360. There's a $420, there's a $379, a $409, a $400, and a $429, right? So these are very, very good priced homes for what we have been seeing. Now, let's take a look. Let's go into this one. All right, and it's really updated actually. So that is nicely updated. 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. And this is what you're looking at. This is a nice payment estimator. It's very nice. This is the mortgage cost, not including the taxes, right? But this is the mortgage cost, which is a very, very good price for this size home compared to a lot of other towns. And this is what I'm talking about, right? So now we say, hey, it still needs to be in a good, safe area because we can get cheap homes, but we want to be in a safe area. So when you pull up Raritan on the map here, you will see it right here. This is going to be Raritan. So it's not the biggest town, but you're looking right here. This is going to be Raritan. This is green, a little bit of yellow here, and a little bit of orange up here. But you are looking at the majority here is going to be green. And not just green, but a lot of it is dark green, which means the safest place, the lowest crime rates, right, that you can have. So you tell me low house prices, low taxes, and this level of crime rate, you're making the list, right? Now, let's take a look at schools. The elementary school and middle school aren't the highest rated in Raritan, but what you do have access to is Bridgewater Raritan High School. So Bridgewater Raritan High School is one of the highest rated high schools in all of Somerset County and all of central New Jersey. And if you live in Raritan, you will be going to, or you have access to, Bridgewater Raritan High School. So we have good house prices, low taxes, nice safe area, and access to one of the better schools in all of central Jersey. That is why Raritan makes the list. And if you guys want to see more about Raritan, I have an in-depth video that will be linked in the description below where we go into much more detail about this fantastic town. All right, next on the list is going to be Hillsborough Township, also in Somerset County. So, well-priced homes. Hillsborough is very, very large. They do have a wide range. You can have much more expensive homes on one side and lower priced homes on the other. A lot of space, between homes. Hillsborough is pretty known for. So it's got that Western Somerset County vibe where there's, a little bit more room, a little bit more farmland type of area, but definitely something that I recommend to people who are looking for well-priced houses in good areas with good schools. So let's just take a look right here. You will get a lot of condos and townhouses, which also, if your budget's under 300, and you want a nice safe area and you want to be able to go to great school, boom, perfect for you, right? But for single family houses, we have some good price stuff. 500, 469. That's one of those crazy $1 million ones that I talked about. But 459, 300, that's going to be a condo. There's a 600, there's a 460, and then you can get up into the higher stuff here, right? 700, 800. So it's a well-priced town. It's got good taxes, nice and low taxes in most of the areas. You know, if you buy a $1.3 million house, you're going to be paying taxes, right? But for the lower priced house, it has good taxes. And let's go take a look at the schools. So Hillsborough has really, really high rated schools. We have Public District, 10 out of 10. Woods Road Elementary, pre-K to 4, 9 out of 10. 8 out of 10, 8 out of 10. 7 out of 10, 7 out of 10. This town actually was very close to making my highest rated schools video, and it just missed it by a little bit. But when you're talking, you know, if you want great schools and houses for a great price, Hillsborough is an absolutely fantastic place to go because you can see everything that we're looking at here. Highly, highly, highly rated schools. Next criteria on the list is safety. So you'll see Hillsborough, again, I mentioned Hillsborough is very, very big. Hillsborough, you know, basically goes all the way over here, that entire spot here. So you're gonna have some orange, you're gonna have some yellow, light green, some dark green. It just depends on exactly where you want to go. But nothing here in Hillsborough where it's red, dangerous crime area. So great safety ratings here for Hillsborough, for phenomenally priced houses, and again, really some of the best schools in all of Central Jersey as well. All right, let's take a look at our only town here on the list from Union County, New Jersey. We are going to go with Garwood. And if you take a look at Garwood, we have some very, very well-priced homes here, affordable properties, 450, 585, 450, 330. So you can definitely get some well-priced houses here in Garwood, okay? One of the reasons that I picked Garwood over some of the other towns here in Union County is because of the schools. So number one, we have Lincoln Franklin Elementary here, and that is going to be a 6 out of 10. That is also in Garwood. But what you might not realize is when you live in Garwood, you also go to Clark High School. So let's take a look at Clark High School, and you're going to have a 6 out of 10 rated high school here in Clark. All right. Now, 6 out of 10 is lower than some of the other towns in this list. The prices in Garwood are the same, if not lower, than everything else here on the list. And it's special for Union County. I was going back and forth between a couple different houses in Union County, or a couple different towns in Union County, but I went with Garwood specifically for the 6 out of 10 rated schools, the prices of the house, and the crime rate. So when you're looking at Union County, typically you are going to find the prices that we saw in Garwood, the 400s, the 300s. Typically they are going to be more here in the Union, which is all yellow and orange, Elizabeth, which has a lot of red and orange, Linden, which has a lot of orange, okay, and Rawway. Those are typically the towns that you're going to be able to find those 300 to 450 priced houses. Now, all of these areas have worse, if not the same, crime rate as Cranford, but Cranford has better schools, and that's why I'm putting it in the list of best bang for your buck. Garwood is also right in between Cranford, which has a really, really, really nice downtown, and Westfield, which if you haven't seen my video on Westfield, check that out if you want to, because Westfield has, I would say, the best downtown of any town in central New Jersey. So you're also located very closely to some really nice nightlife, shopping, activities, and things like that by living in Garwood, which helps gets it on this list as well. All right, let's talk about East Brunswick, New Jersey, which is in Middlesex County. East Brunswick is another large town, and you can find super expensive houses over $1 million, but you can also find some well-priced houses in East Brunswick. So we are talking about something like this, $400,000. Again, East Brunswick, you're going to have over the million, you're going to have the 700s. So you have to kind of pick and choose, right? You will have, here we go, 550. That's going to be a condo. Here's another one, 430. So a little bit of research, a little bit of work, 375. You'll be able to get a well-priced house, and East Brunswick is one of the best school districts, as well as one of the safest areas to be. 479 here on Deerfield. So definitely a great place that I recommend people go for low crime rates, good schools, and well-priced houses. Let's take a look at these schools. You can go through 8 out of 10s, 8 out of 10s, 8 out of 10s. Very high rated schools. If any of you guys have seen my video on the towns with the top rated schools in Middlesex County, I chose Edison, but East Brunswick is number 2 in Middlesex County. So fantastic schools. And let's take a look at the crime rate. Again, East Brunswick really big, so it goes all the way here, and you will see the majority of East Brunswick is going to be green, light green, a little bit of yellow, and some orange up here. But couldn't really ask for anything safer, couldn't ask for better schools, and if you do a little bit of work, you can find very well-priced houses here in East Brunswick. All right, I saved this one for last because I was very close to not putting it on the list. I had another one in mind that I was going to, but there is something very special about Bedminster, New Jersey. It is not something that you would think would be on a list for the best bang for your buck, right? And you'll see, $1 million house, $1 million house. You're going to say, Steve, we're not, what are you talking about? These aren't cheap houses. And you're right, they're not. Bedminster's expensive, just like anybody who's not in the business, right, would imagine it's expensive, like Branchburg, like Bridgewater, like all these towns here in Somerset County, in that towards northern west side, right? But what Bedminster has that almost no other town does is an insanely low tax amount for the price of the houses. Now, the reason I'm recommending this is if you can afford a $700,000 house, anywhere else you go in Somerset County, your taxes are most likely going to be $12,000 or above. Okay? The reason Bedminster is on this list is because of those low taxes. So I'm going to apologize for this screen because it is not the best way to see houses. However, it is the best way to see taxes. Let me take you through a couple here to show you what I'm talking about. So you guys can see the sales price. We're going to look at everything, $600,000 and above, not the $3 million house, because nobody's going to like the sound of those taxes. So we're talking about a $800,000 house. I mean, these are $15,000 taxes guaranteed everywhere else in Somerset County, and the taxes here are $7,100. Unbelievable. $775,000 house, taxes $9,000. These are $5,000 to $7,000 lower than anywhere else that you're going, with these price range houses. $8,700 a year for a $765,000 house. Under $8,000 for a $650,000 house. $8,500 for a $700,000 house. So I cannot express, if you can afford the house, you're going to be saving about $500 a month in taxes if you move to Bedminster versus somewhere else that has the same level of schooling, as well as the same crime areas. So let's just get into that in case you don't know what they are. So Bedminster is right here. This is part of this section of Somerset County where almost everything is green, and you'll see here Bedminster is the same. The entire thing is going to be light green right here. And schools, Bedminster Township Elementary School, it's the only one rated here on the list, 8 out of 10. You cannot ask for anything better. So Bedminster almost didn't make the list because it is still, yes, very high priced homes. However, it's gonna slide into the list because if you can afford the home, we're talking about the best bang for your buck. If you can afford the home, you are not going to find a safer, better school rated area with taxes in this universe than Bedminster. So when making this list, I wanted to cover everything. I wanted to cover from Somerset County all the way to Union County, for those of you who live in New York or need to work in New York and want a shorter drive. So we have a couple in Somerset, we have one in Middlesex, and we have one in Union County. And the towns vary. They vary from high prices with super low taxes in Bedminster to all the way over to Garwood, closer to New York, where it's lower priced homes, a little bit worse of a crime area, and a little bit lower of school ratings, but still a deal for what you can get in most of Union County. So hopefully you guys find this information helpful in making your next move. And if you are planning on moving within the next month or within the next year and you would like me to help you with your move, please reach out by phone, email, or text message, and I would be happy to help you do so. If you like this video and want more information on Central Jersey, tips on where to buy, tips on how to sell, or more information on the towns, please consider liking and subscribing the video so that you will be up to date on all the next uploads. And with that, I will see you guys on the next video.